Are you confused about which supplements to take and which ones might help you with your goals? There are so many different supplements on the market these days, and it can get quite confusing on which ones are actually beneficial and which ones might be a waste of money. When I talk about supplements, I'm referring to anything that can be from protein, creatine, to magnesium, to pre-workout. So what type of supplements are right for you? There are two supplements that I think everyone should pretty much take. Protein powder, this is just the one that I use, but any form of protein supplement I believe is really beneficial for most people to just have in their daily routine. The reason I say that is because a lot of people actually undercut the amount of protein they need. So having a protein powder on hand or in your cupboard can be a great help for just every now and then when you know that you might be lacking on hitting that protein goal, just chucking in a scoop. And you've got different variations of protein powder. You can go from concentrate, hydrolyzed to whey isolate. It all depends on your budget, as concentrate can often be cheaper than it goes isolate, and then hydrolyzed is normally the most expensive. Depends on the company you choose as well. You just want to make sure that you're getting a company that's trusted and tested. In terms of protein supplements, you've also got casein as well, which can be a little bit thicker and takes a little bit longer for your body to digest. I've personally never really gone for casein that much, as the slow digestion is just not really what I'm looking for. I usually go for isolate, as it's just the one that agrees with my stomach the most. It all comes down to personal preference when it comes to choosing what type of protein powder supplement you want. Brands have different flavors and tastes, so go and experiment, see which ones agree with you and which ones you enjoy. The only people that shouldn't really take protein supplements are people who are predisposed to kidney issues. The other supplement that I think most people should have in their routine is creatine. This is the brand that I buy. If you're in Australia, you can go to Woolies, and sometimes it is half price and only 14 bucks for 200 grams. This lasts a fair while if you do 5 grams a day, which is your recommended dose. But if you look anywhere, you should be able to find a good priced creatine. In terms of creatine, you've got a few different types of creatines that you can get, but monohydrate is the one that's widely recommended. It's the best for absorption and digestion. Creatine sometimes for some people, depending on what your stomach's like, you might want to split your dosages up, because 3 grams and anything more might make your stomach a little bit upset. I know some people who can chuck down 20 grams and they can be perfectly all right. But for myself, I know that if I go over the 6 gram mark, I can get a little bit of an upset stomach. Creatine is the most researched supplement on the market, and research has shown time and time again that it is very beneficial for your body to have, anywhere from just muscular benefits, appearance benefits, performance benefits, to also showing that it has brain health benefits. The recommended dosage for creatine is just about 5 grams a day, and you can chuck it into your water, into a protein shake, into a smoothie, just about pretty much anything. If you want to start touching on some of those brain health benefits, the recommended dosage for that is about 15 to 20 grams. If you're going to jump on creatine, you just got to remember that there's a saturation period. So for about a week and a half to 2 weeks, you might not see any of the benefits straight away, but it will come if you just keep up that daily dosage. Those two supplements I would recommend for pretty much anyone. Especially if your goal is to build muscle and strength, having those two supplements in your arsenal are great. There's a few other supplements out there that you can sort of look at, beta-alanine being one of them. That's a good one to have if you're looking to do some endurance sports. But in terms of if you're just going to the gym and you're thinking of beta-alanine, you find that it's in a lot of pre-workouts because it gives you a tingle effect, but the benefit of using it is not always there. That's where I'd pretty much actually cut off supplements. Sure, you've got the collagen that might be effective for some people. You've got some other types of supplements as well, but a lot of the time, they're not going to get you the results that you actually want. So I'd recommend saving your money and just spending it on the ones that you know will get you the results and have lots of research backing them, that being creatine and protein. I also want to touch on pre-workout. Pre-workout very much depends on the person. You've got non-stim and you've got stimulated. What I mean by non-stim and stimulated, it's just if one has caffeine and the other one doesn't. Pre-workout is really a combination of multiple different supplements put together. The common two being caffeine and beta-alanine. Pre-workout with caffeine in it is a great way to go in terms of boosting performance, because caffeine has been shown to help boost your output. You just want to make sure that you're not going too crazy if you're going into some stimulated pre-workout, as there's some wild supplements out there where you're loading up about 400 milligrams of caffeine, and some people get away with doing 2 scoops of that, and it's just not going to be good for you in the long term. That's where you can get way too much dependent on it, and you can build up your tolerance too much, so you'd end up just loading it more and more and more. So I would recommend, if you've never had a pre-workout before and you want to try a stimulated one, really take it nice and slow. There's some lower ones on the scale that might only have 100 milligrams on it. I'll recommend starting there and building up slowly if you really want to get into the higher tier. But for the longest time, I've sat around the 175 to 200 milligram mark of caffeine in my pre-workout, and it's done me fine. Every now and then I'll do periods of waving off of it and just lowering the amount of caffeine I have, just to make sure that I'm not building too much of a tolerance to it and still getting the full effect. If you want to cut out the caffeine completely, going for non-stim can be good, but you're not going to get all the benefits of obviously going for stim. A lot of the time, non-stim is packed with a few more things to help you focus and also just help with blood flow so you can feel a bit more of a pump. You don't need pre-workout as much as you need to make sure you're hitting your protein goals and the benefits that you get from having creatine. It's all very much just personal preference on what you want to take. In terms of taking supplements like magnesium or fish oils, I definitely recommend taking fish oils if you don't need enough fish in your diet, as it comes with a lot of good omega-3s. In terms of taking magnesium, I'm a bit biased on it as I've always taken magnesium. It can help you anywhere from cramps to it helps me a lot with sleep. Another popular supplement out there in the same ballpark is ashwagandha. A lot of people take this for stress management and sleep. I've personally taken it for sleep, and I do find that it is here and there with helping, but if you don't have the money and it's not within your budget, I definitely don't think it makes that much of a difference. Supplements are definitely very dependent on the person and the life that you live, but the only ones that I'll definitely recommend that I believe most people can benefit from would definitely be the creatine and protein. The amount of benefits that have been shown by making sure that you're hitting enough protein for your body and also taking creatine are crazy. I hope this video was able to help you shed away some of that confusion from the amount of different supplements out there on the market, hopefully save you some money and time and stress. If you want some extra helpful advice, you can find in the description 33 tips over 33 days that will change your life in 33 ways. As always, if you have any questions, please chuck a comment down below. Thank you all for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all next time.